Women are rushed and men have all the time in the world. And I want to disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with it, and I think women do rush. I do agree with that. Women want to lock and move forward. Absolutely. But I agree. It depends on how you look at it. I do think that women rush because they want to be married, they want to have children. But when it comes to all the time in the world, when we think in the grand scheme of things, men don't live as long as women do. So if we're talking about time and just going based off of stats, actually men live shorter lives than women do in the grand scheme of things, if you look at it from a bigger picture, not just when it comes to the biological clock and all of those types of things.
But you know why we live shorter than women do?
Why? Because you're not married. She's not there to tell you to go to the hospital, go to the doctor to get yourself checked up.
This is
What?
true. Women understand that part of her survival is in you surviving. So you're not about to die on my watch. So they'll
Oh
make
yeah,
sure he getting the
my
right
husband gonna
food.
live forever.
You making sure that he going to them doctor's appointment. Hey, you look like you a little sluggish today. Hey, we going to the doctor. Man, I ain't going to no doctor. They just da da da. And then also another reason why us men seem to die more is because we ignore a lot of things. We sweep a lot of stuff on the rug, and we take a lot more risks. The stuff in my field, because I work in the home building field, right?
Mm,
Construction, all that other stuff. The stuff that we do to get a job done be the most unsafe, but we be like, we got it done though.
sure. Right. Because I even, I see men when I drive and I'm looking at these, especially construction workers, and you see all this dust, they don't have their mask on. I'm like, you're
Nope,
inhaling this every single day. That cannot be healthy. Like you have
nope,
to put a mask on or something. I would be like that wife that'd be like, oh, you don't got your mask on today? Him, put it on. I need my
nope.
husband.
We be having dust, wood chips, gases, paint. It don't matter. Like, bro, we go through these job sites and it's just be like, what is the task? Did the task get completed? Okay, great. I'm going home. That's it.
That's crazy. Yes,
So
enough.
I oh, go ahead.
So to add on to what you were saying, Shan, men too have a biological clock, and I think we're just starting to acknowledge
They
that
do.
aspect as well. But then there's like the other part, right? Because we hear this in these spaces all the time about, men needing to be at a certain financial goal before they take on a woman, right? And then the other side to that also comes from men is if you wait until you've reached that goal to find a woman, then you're not sure of her intentions of being with you, right? So when we're talking about like this idea of men having so much more time to find somebody, y'all express all the time the duality of that, right? Is you kind of do, even though there are biological factors, and yes, that does get ignored. So, we'll just set that over here for now. But if you wait too long, then you're not actually able to suss out like the genuine reason that that woman is there. So, do men really actually have that long to choose a woman?
I think you do. I just think that you adjust your expectations when you actually understand like the purpose, because I think there's benefits to marrying young and there's benefits to marrying older, right? Because what you're looking for is different at 20 than what you're looking at 50. But at the end of the day, you're looking at for somebody that's going to be in agreement with you, right? Because how can two walk unless they agree, right?
Mhm.
So if you can't find any woman that can agree with you at 30 or 20, it don't matter how much time you spend looking for her. You're looking for somebody that's going to work with you, whether it's to build you up. I actually think it might be slightly more beneficial younger because it's the adversity that you experience in relationships as you continue to grow that actually might make a better glue than when you both have your own stuff. Like you're 50, she's 50, y'all both got y'all money, y'all both got your houses. Now y'all gonna be arguing whose stuff y'all gonna keep. Both people have been keeping themselves and doing their own thing, and now you expect these people to want to forego what they've already built just to be with you. Pretty hard to do. That's why I think that a lot of older relationships don't work the same way as younger relationships. But you run a lot of risk of damaging a person in the younger ages because you're still trying to learn and grow through life. So you just take a risk.
I personally think that they're just two different. You're looking for just two different things. Okay, when you're younger, if you find a woman who can be the help me or whatever to you guys are both on the same path, you're motivating each other to get it, that'll be great. That's the ideal situation. Okay, but let's just say you're older. Maybe a divorce happened, or maybe you never were married. You're in a different time in your life. And to think that you don't need a companion during that time, I think that you do. It just looks a little different. Yeah, maybe you have to sort some things out as far as finances. I hate when people put finances as the uno, like the priority. You can figure that shit out. If you have a mate, y'all can figure that out. When you are older, I think that's the time that companionship means the most, because life happens and you want somebody who's going to stick it through with you through life. You get sick, she's there to drive you, God forbid, drive you to the hospital. Like we were saying, make those appointments for you. She sees something's going wrong. Make sure that you're okay, because we're all getting older. And so that companionship means a lot, because your kids are going to go off and they're going to have their own families. Who's going to take care of you? Who are you going to talk to? So I think that, me, I've had my grandparents, I have my great grandparents, and I just saw a dynamic where they needed each other. It was just like, I can't explain it. When one died, it became like a little void there. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's important. I just think that it's just two different things that you're looking for at two different times in your life. I think they're both equally important, though, if that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think it's harder to build a feasible relationship? Do you think it's harder to build a workable relationship at 50, both people are older, or both people are younger?
Which one is harder?
Yeah, which one do you think has a better chance of building a workable relationship?
Well, I think stats show that the younger you are, right? If you're on the same path, that those relationships last longest. I'm not sure, but I think that anything can work if you pour into it. If both people are equally going to pour into it and they dedicate themselves to each other, it can work. If you dedicate yourself to your job, it'll work, right? You go every day, you make it a priority. The same thing as it comes to your home life. I just feel like if you work at it, it'll work. Things that you pour into, you get results.